everybody, and welcome back to the I Don't Know Running podcast, where we share our experiences that make running fun and sometimes not so fun. I'm Lewis, and I'm a self-admitted lazy ultrarunner who has less to spend on running.
I will get into that in a minute. I'm Mitch, and we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, running.
Running. I wasn't sure what that was anymore.
I don't know if you knew.
Yeah, we have been in the house for 20 plus years, and we have to replace our furnace and AC.
Oh. That's not funny.
That hurts.
Yeah, it does.
And they came in, and I mean, I get it. Like, I'm not saying it's too expensive. It's just like, holy cow.
Well, yeah.
It's a big piece. It's a big chunk.
Yeah, rough too soon, probably, right?
Yeah. We did get a quote on that, and that's not, I mean, that is expensive. It's just as expensive as the furnace and AC, but I don't know. It's just funny how utilities and things like that in the house, you overlook until you have to do something to it. You go, how much is that?
I know. The cost of ownership is...
It's a lot.
It's rough.
I mean, holy smokes.
Yeah.
But so, and so we don't have any AC right now, like none.
Well, it's nice down here.
Yeah, the basement, it is nice to have a basement when you have no AC because...
But that's why I want to live in a van down by the river.
Because you always have AC?
No, just because the cost of homeownership.
Oh, I know. My gosh. It's crazy.
We've been working in the yard and trying to, the stone between the walk and the house, it was all full of dirt and getting weeds.
Oh, yeah.
So we dug all that out and sifted it and put it back. How much fun do you think that is?
Loads. No.
It sucked.
How'd you sift it? Did you make like a...
We made like a great... Well, I got it from my dad's. I was looking for fencing that was small enough.
Yeah.
And then we put it over the wheelbarrow and dumped loads of dirt and rocks in it and sifted out the rocks and dumped the dirt under the deck for now.
That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of it because I was thinking of how to do that exactly.
Yeah.
We have the same thing.
It's a ton of work. Be prepared to spend a couple days. So I still got to get a load of stone. But yeah, not to take away from your woes.
Yeah. Well, today we get to talk about something a little more exciting than home ownership.
Yeah, we're going to talk about running. What specific subject within running are we going to talk about?
Yeah, fastest FKTs, they call them. Fastest known times, FKT.
And we just did an episode talking about just doing the incline, and that's its own FKT.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. That's one of the big deals of FKTs.
And we talked about that within that episode, like the fastest known times on those. And there was a few different ones. There was the most in 24 hours, I think.
Yeah.
There was the fastest, like... Well, there was certainly the fastest to the top, one way.
Yeah.
Boom. There was something else, wasn't there?
We had the most, we had the fastest.
Oh, most.
Yeah.
Most and fastest.
The most in a day, the most in a year, most lifetime.
Because the guy did most and fastest in a different... How'd that work?
The fastest time, there's a couple
shorter,
different fast
times. It was like in 8 hours or something like that. Or yeah.
So there's so many different categories. Well, this one specifically has been talked about a lot. I started hearing about a FKT on this back in 2015 when Scott Jurek did it. So I followed him. So what one are we talking about? Yeah,
we're talking about the Appalachia, or if you listen, Appalachian Trail, which traverses the Appalachian Mountains from Georgia, right, up to Maine.
I don't remember exactly where it starts and stops, but I do know it is like if you are a big hiker, this is a lifetime like bucket list hike. And it's one of the big three. Like if you think about like I think it's the Appalachian Trail, the Continental Divide, and the Pacific Coast Trail.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there are FKTs on the other ones or not. I haven't heard about it, but I've been hearing a lot about this in recent years.
Pretty sure there are. Where is... It wouldn't be Georgia, or maybe... it is. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Georgia. And it runs all the way up to Maine.
Yeah, it does finish in Maine. I knew that. Well, and you can go either way, I guess.
Yeah.
But typically you would not. You would start when it could be cooler in Maine and try to finish in the fall in Maine. Because the average time, I was looking that up, is about 6 months.
6 months.
For most people.
And we'll start with number one. So we don't give it away. Errol Schaefer was the first, technically the first FKT according to record. And he did it in 1948 and the number of days he did it in was 124 days. He did it self-supported though.
Right.
Wow.
So how do you do that?
Well,
are you killing your own animals?
No, I don't think it's that self-supported.
Put it on a spit.
But it is, I think, I wonder how he would have done that then.
I don't know. Think about that.
In 48? My gosh. Yeah, he's the only one to do it self-support. Well, the only one we have listed here as self-supported.
It's hard to say what self-supported really looks like now, because no matter what, you have to get your food somehow. So I don't know what are the rules for self-supported.
Yeah, I'll bet you we can find that. All of this can be found on the FKT website. But at any rate, yeah, so John Kelly is currently, I don't know if we mentioned his name, maybe we did. John Kelly is currently in the process of doing this right now, and he's about halfway.
Yeah.
He is in Pennsylvania. He has made it to Pennsylvania. And what is really neat about his attempt, not necessarily his, although, I would suppose it's probably his because he does have a name. He does have an ability to get there and do it as an FKT, not just as a completion.
And that is because, he is a 3-time Barkley finisher.
Yes.
So, he's got quite a resume.
Yes, he has the resume to prove that he can do this. It's interesting, though, pulling up his ultra sign-up finishes. Mm-hmm. He seems like somebody that can really grind and keep going no matter what, but not necessarily the speed of whatever Walmsley or Killian or name your fastest elite.
Well, let's be honest. Barkley is a different animal
completely different animal
than Western States.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
And not to say that John Kelly's not fast. He's still fast. The dude is very fast, but he doesn't have the big wins. He doesn't have the Western States or Hard Rock or things like that wins. Mm-hmm. He did finish 12th at Hard Rock 100 in 22. So that's a very respectable finish.
Yep.
You're near the top 10. So again, not to say that he's slow or anything like that, but it just does show that he has a grinder type will about him and can just get it done.
Well, think about this. I think I was looking up 65 to 70 miles a day. So you go and you sleep and you get up and do it all over again the next day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Day after day after day after day.
Yeah.
Not Saturday, Sunday, take a week off and do it next Saturday, Sunday.
Well, and there's some notes in here too. He's been battling the heat, the storms of Virginia, a foot injury. That's no matter what the weather, you're getting out there and getting it done.
Yeah. Yeah. And for this, they have to. They can't.
You can't take a 0 day.
If you want to truly have an FKT, you got to go.
Yeah.
There is no slowing down and taking a day off.
And this isn't a typical FKT. Like we've talked about, like you think about the incline. That's not multiple days. That's not getting it out unless that you're trying to do, as many as you can in a day or something like that. But that's a different, or rim to rim to rim. That is a day.
Right.
And the fastest known time right now on rim to rim is, what is it right now? Jim Walmsley owns that record. It's 5 hours, 55 minutes, and 20 seconds.
What time?
For rim to rim, it's 5 hours, 55 minutes, 20 seconds.
What? Oh my gosh.
So that is, I think they say it's, I don't know if it's.
No, that's. Rim to rim is 12 hours.
No, the fastest known time, rim to rim right now.
What is the one from 18? It shows 12 hours, 20 minutes.
I don't know what that is, unless that's the alternate route.
Oh, no.
That might be the alternate route.
This says it's this is something to do with.
Because the alternate route.
This includes 2 swims of the Colorado River.
That's the alternate route. That's the hard route.
Oh,
and that's
my
not held by Walmsley. That's held by 2 people. That's held by, I was looking that up. That's held by
Eric Sensman and Tim Ferricks. But this says Jim Walmsley also.
He's done it.
Well, it's on his FKT.
Oh, yeah. So he's done it. But the actual rim to rim that I did kind of an alternate route too. Because we came back up Bright Angel. The classic rim to rim is down South Kaibab, up North Kaibab, and back the exact same way. I came back Bright Angel, which makes it a little bit longer.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. So the swim one, the FKT for that is actually Rob Carr and Mike Foot. Must be, they do it in groups. No, there's some others. That is the supported, and it's 11 hours, 32 minutes. But okay, so I do want to go back because we were talking about the styles, supported, unsupported, and there's self-supported. So I'm just going to read through this really quickly. Unsupported. So these are the 3 types of FKTs that you can do with regards to receiving support or not. There's unsupported, and this says unsupported means you truly have no external support of any kind. You must carry everything you need from start to finish except water from natural resources. So you can stop and get water from streams and things like that.
Food, you would have to, you can't just pick up.
Yeah, let me read on here. It says public taps along the trail are fine, but no water from any commercial source, even if free. This naturally limits the length of an unsupported trip. Spectating prearranged by an athlete is supportive, including photographers and drone operators, even if remote, and was classified as support starting February of 2021. I don't think they had to worry about that back in 48. All FKT classifications previous to this date remain unchanged. Phone and digital communication is not considered support, which makes sense, I suppose, from a logistics getting it done standpoint, nor are spectators and support people at the start and finish. So start and finish are fine, but nothing in between. Using public restrooms is not considered support either. Charging digital devices or headlamps at public power sockets is acceptable for unsupported attempts. To be unsupported, all equipment and gear must be carried from start to finish. Wrappers, trash, not gear, clothing may be properly discarded along the way, which again makes sense. One may drop gear such as a pack while summiting a peak if one returns to it and brings it back to the finish line on the same trip. using a bike, kayak, that's different. So that is unsupported. So that's zero support.
That's hard. That would be, especially a multi-day trip. That's
like the Appalachian Trail, that first guy.
Pretty much almost impossible.
Yeah. So this is, now we have self-supported and supported. Self-supported means you may have as much support as you can manage or find along the way, but not from anything or person, just but not from anything or person just for you. Does that make sense?
No.
But not from anything or person. Oh. But not from anything or person just for you. I'm not really sure I'm following that. I think it kind of makes sense, but I'm not tracking with it. But anyway, it says any support you employ must be equally available to anyone else.
Right.
This can include caching supplies in advance, purchasing supplies along the way, staying in a motel, and finding or requesting food or water. Camping in a friend's yard would be supported, not self-supported. So you can't do that because it is not available to the public. Except at the start and finish, spectating prearranged by an athlete is considered supported. Again, so it's just start finish here.
So for this specific challenge, it's almost impossible. It would be pretty impossible to do it self-supported.
Yeah. Well, you could, because you can cache it. So I can cache, or I can set something someplace. Now it would be available to anybody, so I suppose that would suck.
Yeah,
if somebody took it, but you could attempt it. Many long through hiking routes are done self-supported. To get a self-supported FKT, you must also beat the fastest unsupported time. And I think that what they're saying is anybody else can cache something as well. So anything that anybody else can do, you can do.
Okay.
So even that, I think you could, because aren't there lockers or something along the way?
Yeah, there are. Like, I know when we did the JMT, there are places that you can put stuff. I've done a lot of reading on it, and that, it's a mixed bag. Like, good luck. Like, it might be there.
Okay. So that is self-supported. And then there is supported. Supported trips can have as much support as you enlist, as long as you are entirely self-powered. So
no biking.
No biking. They can't give you a piggyback ride. They can't help keep you up. This can range from one person accompanying you for part of the run to an entire team that runs with you the whole distance, giving you everything short of physical assistance. So they could run the entire Appalachian Trail with you, as long as they don't give you physical assistance. Whether it's just 1 ounce, whether it's just once or continuously, any support at all means it's a supported trip. On many routes, the supported style can enable the fastest trips due to the ability to carry less weight, because they can mule as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
To get a supported FKT, you must also beat the fastest self-supported and unsupported time.
Well, when I was tracking Scott Jurek when he did it in 2015, and people would go out and pace them, basically.
Oh, yeah.
So you could go and meet them out there, and you could actually run with them. So kind of cool.
So we'll hit some of these times here, and then we'll give an update on where John is at or how he's doing. And we will include a link. This is a really cool link. I keep checking in on his status. You can literally see where he is at, and it is a live status. Like, since we started recording today, he has, I wish I could actually get the distance, but I can't. But I've watched his tracker move forward on the trail. Every time I pull it up, it's moving forward.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's still moving. So that's good. Well, I mean, we pulled up his Facebook page. You can go to his Facebook page. What's it called? Random Forest Runner. So John Kelly, Random Forest Runner. And he literally is doing must be like phone updates, like 4-minute talk about how he's doing or whatever.
He's 20 days in or whatever it is. Do you think he'd be getting sick of doing that every once in a while?
I don't know, but he sounded pretty good in that video that that he was on. Man, that is insane. The amount. What did you say the average miles were? Did you do math on it?
No, it was posted up here, 65 to 70 plus miles a day.
A day.
Well, in the first few days anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
you got to train, you got to do big miles just getting ready for that. Think about all the preparation he had to do.
Who is it that was doing a 50K a day for?
That was Candace Burt.
Yeah. And you saw what she looked like pre and post.
Yeah.
It was like 60 days or something like that.
It was over 100.
100.
Yeah.
Man.
Her body changed.
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't have an ounce of fat on her. No. I'll tell you that.
No.
So here are, we'll just rattle through some of these. Well, we'll rattle through them all because I think they're all worth, mentioning. But these are the progression of FKT on the Appalachian Trail. We talked about Earl Schaefer, the first one to do it. He was considered the first true through hike. Must be like you say, he must have killed animals or whatever he had to do to get through it. He is also listed as
he had a lot of rabbit.
Self-supported, which man, oh man, that's just nuts. 124 days. Warren Doyle was next in 1973, 66 days. He cut it in half, but that is supported. And I'm going to leave hours and minutes out just because it's superfluous, really. John Avery was next in 1978, 65 days. He cut a day off. And also, all of these are going to be supported. And we will just mention northbound, southbound outside of that. Next up in 1991, so it stood from 78 to 91. David Horton was next, and he cut, 13 days off. He went to 52 days. There is a northbound supported. Horton's run is often credited with being the ultra running style speed competition on the AT.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first time it started to become like a competition. Probably had quite the crew, that kind of a thing, where he was in and out as much as he could, napped less, that kind of a thing. Pete Palmer was next in 99. He went down to 48 days, northbound supported. Andrew Thompson in 2005, 47 days. Now he was the first, it looks like he was the first southbound supported. Next, we get a female in the mix, and it doesn't matter necessarily. There isn't a female. Well, there may be, I think there is a female division, but she is just truly the fastest known time. She beat every men's effort. Jennifer Pharr Davis in 2011, she knocked a day off, essentially, went to 46 days. This was the overall supported FKT at the time, showcasing an incredible feat for a female runner, they know.
Well, now you got to talk about hours, because Scott Jurek beat it the next in 2015, but he only got her by 3 hours.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that was a huge deal when he went and did that.
Oh, yeah, I do know about this. It does say the firsthand account experience. Jurek's attempt was highly publicized and documented, notably in his book, North. That's the name of the book. He faced significant challenges, including injuries and navigating difficult terrain, and was often joined by fellow runners and admirers. I think isn't there a YouTube video or something on that one? Yeah. But on that one specific, on Jurek's.
I think so. And Carl Metzger.
Yeah. Meltzer.
What's wild about that is I think Scott Jurek has won Western States quite a few times.
Yeah. Has Meltzer?
I don't know.
I want to say he had, but I think he has. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, Scott Jurek knocked off some hours. He was northbound. Jennifer Pharr Davis was southbound. Excuse me. It's that Canada Fire Air again.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jurek was in 15, Meltzer was in 16.
And he only got it by a couple hours.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you're right.
And what I thought was cool, and I remember this too, is Scott Jurek actually paced him in later stages. So I think that's really cool that
oh, yeah.
Like, here you go. I'll help you get
and
I'll help you beat me.
He basically was the first one to take it under 46 days because he went to 45 days, 22 hours, 38 minutes.
Yeah.
So he broke the 46-day barrier. Next up was Carl, Saab.
Yeah, close.
2018, he knocked it down to 41 days. It says first-hand account / experience, Saab, a Belgian dentist, became known for holding both the AT and the Pacific Crest Trail. Wow, FKTs. His run involved incredible daily mileage and resilience, pushing the supported record significantly.
He took it down significantly.
Yeah. 4 days.
Yeah.
Christian Morgan. Christian Morgan. Oh, so this is where we get into northbound, southbound FKT differences. Because Christian Morgan in 2023 broke the southbound. Carl Saab was a northbound supported. Christian Morgan was a southbound supported. His time was 43 days, beating Meltzer's 45 days. It's interesting. Carl, so it is northbound. Oh, so Jurek was northbound as well. I didn't notice that. Meltzer was southbound.
Okay, so
differences again. And that would be a different record because it is directional.
Yeah.
Tara Dower. So this is where it gets real interesting. She is the overall record holder in 2024 with a time of 40 days.
18 hours.
18 hours. It is interesting that she was, I want to say, close to breaking the 40-day barrier and getting into 39, but it is 18 hours, but still 40 hours southbound supported. First-hand account experience says that Dower set the overall record supported FKT, which John Kelly himself has called possibly the most impressive FKT ever. Her run averaged an astonishing 54 miles per day.
So he is attempting to beat her time.
Yeah.
And he's on track, still on track to beat that.
What was, did it say like how on track he was? Did you catch
I did see like,
because that's such a long distance. How do you like, I know that
it says he's projected as of when I started researching this to finish in around 37 days.
Oh, wow.
So if he does it, it will be significant.
Yeah.
But, man, you got a long ways to go. Like
but
anything
now,
can go wrong.
What's interesting is he is northbound.
Is he?
Yeah, he is going northbound. And she was southbound.
It doesn't. Oh, yeah, southbound. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because he's at Harrisburg. He's going around Harrisburg right now, and he was just into Middlesex, I think it is, which is just a little ways into Pennsylvania. But at any rate, he is doing northbound, as you said, is trying to attempt to break the FKT for the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that will look other than it'll say northbound and be the fastest ever. With her still holding the southbound. So she would still hold the southbound record.
Right.
So it is pretty cool. If you go to FKT or actually go to fastestknowntime.com and you click on tracking now, you will see there are 3 attempts that website is currently actively live tracking, and you can pull up any one of those 3, John Kelly being one of them, and see exactly where he's at. And that live tracker is sweet. I mean, it is really cool.
What's really cool about that, about the fastest known time, I've been kind of following it for years. When I first heard about rim to rim to rim, I knew that was the fastest known time. And it draws a lot of people to that. It's not about getting the fastest known time all the time, but it's about doing a route that is known for that. So more than likely, if you look up, there's probably something in your area that's the fastest known time route. Because you were looking it up before, and you said there was something up,
Yep. There's a couple in Michigan. I was considering attempting, not necessarily to get the fastest known time, but to do a fastest known time trail.
Yeah.
And because they're in Michigan, I thought, that'd be kind of fun. But yeah, if you go to routes, you can search literally just like a Google map. You can just zoom in on your area and find all of these little dots in your area.
But it was the FKT thing was around way before Strava segments. Yeah. Strava segments automatically capture it, and a lot of Strava's involved with even FKTs at this point. But
yeah, Strava's a good way to. They do usually list, like, the people that do it will say FKT a lot of times, so you can search that. I did look it up. It says fastest known times have a history that extends beyond the formal FKT movement, while the term FKT itself was popularized late in the 90s and early 2000s. The concept of challenging oneself to complete a route as quickly as possible has been around, obviously, for much longer, as we just read, 48, 70s. I mean, there are a lot of those in the record books for different well-known trails.
But for those, if you're not into running races and you're not into crowds, these are pretty cool, I think. To go to a place, travel to a place, and actually run that route. I think it's pretty cool.
So we have one on the Holland. Oh, this would be a tough one to do. This would be a tough one to get. On the Holland, in Holland, it's called the Lakeshore Trail, 21 miles, FKT, 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Who owns it?
William Cadwell.
Does it say their age too or anything like that, or not?
I think so. If you pull them up, maybe not.
Because you can click on a name and you can see how many they own, because you were looking at Walmsley and he's got
7, I think. Killian's got 20. Let's see here. It is pretty cool, because when I was looking at the one that I was looking at, there were 2 of them, but the one that I was more seriously considering was like 50 miles, or I don't even think it's 50 miles. It's across the UP, basically from the south to the north side of the UP. Kind of like cuts right through the middle of the UP. And I found the guy that did it, and I reached out. Somehow, I don't know how I reached out, but he must have, maybe he was like blogging about it or something like that, or he made some comments and he listed it. He says, if anybody's doing this, feel free to reach out. So I did. And he did talk about how that specific one, because it's not a super popular route, some sections are really tough because it's just not groomed.
Because I could see, I just remember when my friend Joe he basically ran from the bridge and ran the North Country Trail down to Croton. And I remember when he did that, because it was during COVID, everything got canceled and he was all trained up and he was ready to go. So he did that, and he said the same thing, like, there are sections of the North Country Trail that you're bushwhacking.
Yeah.
And I think especially during COVID, I don't think it was, people were maintaining it as well.
True. Yeah. Yeah. So I did find it's the Badenoch Grand Island Trail. And it runs from essentially the bay in Gladstone to the northern tip up by Altrain, Munising. that area.
You got to think about the time of year you do it too, because man, it can be buggy up there.
Yeah. But he did make notes. It was just funny to see like what he talked about. And a lot of times, like in this case, you could pull up their Garmin and see, because you got to prove that you did it.
Yeah.
You can't just go do it and say you did it. You have to have proof.
Well, there are some that said I took good notes.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, because like who's a 50-year-old that just ran Browning, Jeff Browning. He's got several, and he's videoed a lot of his. He has a YouTube channel. Pretty sure it's his YouTube channel, and he shows taking notes. Number one, they do proof on their watch. Usually it's like a Garmin or whatever watch, taking a picture, noting time, start, and all of that, and then they do the same thing at the end.
Okay,
and you got to keep your Garmin charge. I'm curious to know, well, obviously he has a live tracker. Maybe they're charging it at night or something like that.
Well, if he's supported, maybe
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Because I did, like when I hiked the JMT, I charged my watch every night and I tracked the whole thing on my watch.
Oh, yeah. So you could have one track. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I broke it up. So I would stop. So I had sections. I would just show each section and then.
I suppose then it keeps all the data. It doesn't really matter.
And then in Strava, I took and I attached all the pictures to that route for that day. I don't know. It was fun.
Were you
fun for
close
me.
to the FKT for that?
Yeah. Or wait, slowest known time.
Those are SKTs.
Yeah.
SKTs.
Whoops.
FKTs. Yeah. So go check out fastestknowntime.com if you're interested in tracking. Like I said, there's a guy running, Bob Stewart. He's running the Superior, what was it called? The Superior Trail or something like that along Minnesota, specifically the Minnesota coastline. And there's another guy traversing essentially the Pacific Crest Trail and some extension of it in the United States. Very long trails, all three of them.
Yeah.
Two of them are extremely long. And even the Minnesota one's a very long trail. But yeah, go check them out. You can see how they're doing, all of that. It's pretty cool. You can find a route near you. Go out and see if you can beat it, break it, or just run it. Have fun with it. But yeah, that's go check us out on Facebook. All of that. Subscribe, share, listen on your favorite listening platform. But that is going to wrap up this episode of the I Don't Know Running podcast. Be sure to tune in next time as we share more about what we just don't know.
Until then, happy running.